Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5. I'll make it 10. Oh, it's going to be more than 10. More than 10 minute meeting. Alrighty. Ashland City Council meeting of June 16th. Mayor starts with the proclamation, pollinators are good for plants. So June 28th, the 22nd and 28th is Pollinator Week. Make Ashland more friendly to pollinators. Do it. And then the public forum. The Fu Manchu surgeon says our coalition wants Ashland to save the $4 million fee from Asante. And then Beard guy says the $4 million needs to be put in a lockbox. And Glasses lady said, Ashland Community Hospital, please guard the $4 million from Asante. And a tall guy says, I'm a social equity community member. And Sabrina Cotta said, we can only meet 4 times a year instead of once a month. That's insulting. And then a bald cap guy said, stop letting cars drive above Morton Street into the watershed because they all start forest fires. Well, of course. And then the OG 5G guy said, I accused the city of editing a video and I was wrong. But still, the city's terrible. And then Short Hair said, I am the Social Equity Commission boss, and these quarterly meetings dictated by Sabrina Cotta, city manager, are insulting. And Scarf Lady says, Public Arts Committee, that's me. Our committee oversees $1.3 million in arts donations. Our meeting days are being cut too by the city manager. What the? And then a short lady said, I birthed, metaphorically, the Social Equity Committee. Don't let a non-elected city manager cut us. That means Sabrina Cotta. And then a guy says, from the hospital group, and even Alan DeBoer, who's an old mayor and stuff, says he wants the $4 million from Asante in an interest-bearing account. And the former pigtail lady, homeless advocate, said, it's hot out on the homeless night lawn. Let them stay there when it's hot. And the lady said, Granite Street, people want traffic calming. And then that lady's sister said, the Traffic Advisory Committee won't let us have crosswalks on Granite Street. And then a neckerchief guy said, no, wait. The necklace guy says, I love joining the Social Equity Committee today, and now fewer meetings, that is a disservice. And then neckerchief guy says, I live on the night lawn. Let us stay out there when it's hot. And then public hearing on the planning director, king of planning, Brandon Goldman says, manufactured home zoning. This is ordinance number 1 on that, and it says this allows lots of flexibility. We zone all these areas as mobile home parks, and then the various mobile home types can be had, and you can have coffee shops in these mobile home zones, and child care and old folks care places in mobile home parks now with this new ordinance, and buildings can be closer together with the zoning. And so then there was a public forum for that, and the guy on Zoom said, I own 42 parks in America, and I own this issue mobile home park, and I don't like this for some old man reason, for somebody who owns stuff reasons. And then a guy with white hair said, I live in a mobile home park, and I love my community. Do the right thing, whatever that is. And then a green shirt lady said, I live in Wingspread on Clay Street, and the park owners are against this because they all want to sell the highest bidders. They're the worst. And then the guy says, I live in Wingspread, and the owners aren't my king. And then a Wingspread lady said, we want to live in our home forever. The park owners complained that this ordinance would set a precedent for the state. I hope so. And bald guy said, pass this mobile home ordinance. And a realtor guy said, my real estate group doesn't like this ordinance for some reason. And then a pink rap lady said, our challenged mobile home park was bought by the residents. And that turned out great. And then a red-haired lady said, these mobile home park owners are tricky. And so then this guy, then this guy says, hey, I move that we approve it. This ordinance, we've been working on this for 3 years, and it's a great ordinance. And this guy, he goes, hey, the park owners should read their emails instead of their bank statements. He goes, this is great. And this guy goes, I love it. This is good. And she goes, I love it. This is good. And this guy goes, I mean, I like it. Like 65% I like it. So I guess I'll vote for it. Really? Okay. And he goes, I like it too, but I have some future notes probably in the future. So all approved. And then ordinances 2 and 3 of mobile home parks. City zoning map showed where the Clay Street and the Tolman Creek parks were, and that was all approved. And then it went to ordinance 4 for mobile home parks. And planning guy Brandon Goldman, city planner, says the planning committee is not sure about this version here. This is if a mobile home park owner wants to sell to another person, where it's still a mobile home park because of this ordinance, the homeowners in the mobile homeowners have a 180-day window to buy the park themselves, co-op style or whatever that is. And the city attorney, Johan Payatella, he says, we might dump it down from 180 days down to 120 days, and we're looking at some other things. So there's some options to change for this planning commission who didn't like it. And this guy goes, I move we just continue this to the July 21st with the new first reading, so they'll make those changes and then bring it back again. But I think we all love it, and they all approve that because they all loved it. And then the deputy city manager, Jordan Rooklin, she starts this as a $1.2 million paving contract for the airport. And we're going to pay that from airport money. It's already hanging around somewhere, and that's for Knife River, and that's all approved. And then Rachel Dials, the interim park director, she didn't get a picture yet. She got approved. She deserves it. The Hunter Park tennis courts resurfacing project, that's $643,000 to Knife River, so that's going to happen. And that was all approved. And then she says, by the way, East Main Park, interim parks director, Rachel Dial says that's $2.13 million. And we're paying that to Outlier to create the first round. There's $100 million of that is a grant, but we're going to have to ask for an extension because this won't be done by the end of the year. And the grant says done by the end of the year. So fingers crossed. And this is just phase 1 of 2, FYI. And that passed 3-2 because these two were both like, they said no to this Mermaid Park. And this guy's reasoning was, he goes, I don't like not knowing how much it's going to cost to manage this once it's built. And you guys didn't say. It's been years. You guys haven't figured that out? I don't like it. I don't like it. And then East Main Park road and driveway building, that's a different contract. So that's $386,000. And that was passed 4-1. He was okay with that project, and she was not. And then garbage rates, Recology. We had Jordan Rooklin, the deputy city manager. He goes, hey, the rates for Recology need to go up, but there are some options. So here's Recology guy, and Recology guy is there, and he says, you know what we want? We want an 8.75% increase this year because we added 2 employees and gas prices. In the last 4 years, we averaged 3.9% per year. And we recycle a lot more, so that costs some money. And this guy goes, I move to approve this. I'm on board. This is whatever. And this one says, I'm against just rubber stamping an 8.75% increase. I don't think I like it, so I probably won't vote for it. This one goes, city attorney, if Recology can raise rates by contract whenever they need to, then why do we even need to vote? Because what's her name here, she's just doesn't get it, right? She's got a problem. And then Johan Piatella, the city attorney, goes, well, I think it's more of a transparency thing. That's probably why you have to vote on it. And then this guy goes, but we all voted no one time, if I remember correctly, and we had to come back and vote yes. So this one over here, she's got problems. She doesn't get it, right? And this one says, that's right. She doesn't get it. It's so expensive and so much staff time. If you go, no, please, who doesn't get it? She doesn't get it. And then this one says, it's called a vote of principle, you ding-dongs. I understand the contract. I think we need a different contract and a different city code for paying Recology in the future. I'm not stupid. You two are thoughtless, small-minded dillweeds. She didn't say any of those words, but that's what I gleaned from it. Because they took shots at her pretty obviously, and she stood up for herself pretty successfully. Anyway, it passed 4-1. And then, this one is Jordan, the deputy city attorney, goes, There's a temporary ban on glyphosate, Roundup, all herbicides, while we rewrite the city weed management plan. That's the IPM, and that's up for a vote right now. And then this guy goes, is it true that spraying these herbicides saves the city from paying 2 to 4 employees per year? And Jordan Brooklyn says, our estimate is 0.7 to 1 FTE is saved. That's full-time employee. And here we go. This genius says, who else aside from Parks is using herbicides? And Jordan says, a contractor sprays the airport. The Freshwater Trust sprays Ashland Pond for restoration work. And Parks sprays 0 herbicides in the parks, but we have Parks employees spray the city lots and the medians. So that was illuminating, I thought. And then a public forum on that. And then headband lady said, your parking lot math is bad, something about a chart. And the other lady said, the workers spray too much. It's over and over again in one spot. Okay. And then the redhead said, the 4th of July meeting was sprayed with that cancer last week, where children and grandparents are going to sit for the parade. Good God. I guess that's one way to look at that. And then this guy goes, I move to approve the temporary herbicide ban except for 3 medians on the north end of town for safety reasons. That was all approved. And then he's back again. He goes, hey, this guy goes, I brought this record all minutes resolution here so that we can have recordings of all community meetings, all the committee meetings. And the $74,000 contract with RVTV still exists. And then Deputy Manager, that's actually $99,000. And he goes, it's fine, that's fine. But committee leaders of all committees should record their own meetings somehow, and the city should store all digital videos on our city servers, not just let RVTV store them. And Deputy City Attorney goes, City Manager says, she goes, yeah, will do. Just know this isn't really saving money because with the staff still going to need to manage all the video storage. Well, they have to do the processing for all that. And so then this guy goes, yeah, understood. I move to approve my resolution, including getting all video of public meetings going back for years from RVTV. And City Attorney Johan Piatella says, he says, yeah, but it's already free and public on RVTV. And then this guy goes, yeah, but if they go bankrupt, everything just disappears. So I want it on the city server. And this guy didn't seem to get it. That's our city attorney. But the deputy city manager seemed to get it. So this guy goes, and then this guy jumps in and goes, I move to extend the meeting 15 minutes to talk about buying 2,000 acres of Madrone property. And this one, the mayor goes like, hey, wait, we're in the middle of a different motion right now. He goes, no, it's Robert rules. It's Robert's rules I want to extend. And the city attorney goes, Johan says, no, we have a motion on the table. You can't just add time to something else. And he goes, point of order. It's on the agenda. And the city attorney goes, no, that's not how that works. You know, okay, so back to the minutes recording resolution that this guy proposed, and that was all approved. And that is the weird end of the meeting. You're welcome.